Okay, welcome back to another video. In this video, what we want to do is look at moving our sprite across the screen. So at the minute, you can see that with the arrow keys, he just animates, but he doesn't actually move. Now, if you haven't got this bit already, you can download it on my website. Just above this video, you will see there's a SB3 file that you can readily download and load up. Okay, so moving on, what we want to do is get a when flag is clicked. You notice that when flag is clicked is a common theme. This is basically the block that we were going to use most of the time whenever you're wanting to begin an algorithm. Sometimes you might not use when flag is clicked, but for the most part, when you start the game, which is basically when you press this flag, this runs the program, and that's what you want to run all of these sub-programs at the same time. Okay, so going down to control, I'm going to go to forever, first of all, okay? And then here you can see we've got these ifs. Now, there's a couple of ways that we can do this. The way that we're going to do this is use this if-else, okay? And you haven't used this probably that much yet. You may have used a selection if statement, but this is if and then a condition which you put into here, then do that code, and if that if this condition is true, it does this code. If the condition is false, it does this code. Okay, now what we're going to do is actually then have another condition. So I'm going to put this condition into the else. So if this condition is true, do this. If the condition is not true, then go to the next one and check if this condition is true, then it will do that, and if it's not true, then it won't do anything. Okay, so what do we want it to actually do? Well, we want the cat to move, so under motion we're going to do move maybe 10 steps, or you could do 15 steps. So I'm going to grab two of those, and we have to get if the left key is pressed. Now we've already got these here, so I'm just going to duplicate them. There you go, and duplicate here. And we're going to do if left key is pressed and if right key is pressed. Now, obviously at the minute, that's problematic because if I press the left arrow key, it'll move 10 steps, but in which direction? Well, actually the direction that he's facing. So we've got a couple of extra bits that we need to do. We need to change the point in direction. So if he's going left, I'm going to put this above, I want him to point in direction -90. Okay, and if I got point in direction 90% that way, right? So I'm going to put this within my forever iteration to make this an iteration, okay? Because obviously I always want to check all the time if either the left or right arrow is being pressed. Now, we will come up with a little problem here, but there's a quick fix, but let's see what that problem is. So if I just press stop and play, and I move to the right with the right arrow key, that's fine. When I move to the left, actually it's working fine as well, but usually what might happen is that he turns upside down. Now if yours does turn upside down, mine didn't in this example, we've got this set rotation style. So maybe because I had maybe tried this before, it didn't do that. So usually what happens is it does this. So that's it there, right? So you can see if I turn left, it goes upside down. Okay, so what I want to do is take this, put it into the left one, change it to left and right only, and then it will only go left and right. Right, now that's the algorithm pretty much finished. I'm sure there's probably different ways in which you could do this algorithm for our moving of left and right. But you will notice something else, is that if I'm pressing on the right and then I press left, the left, so I'm holding down the right and then I press left, and you see the left will overtake, or sort of take preference, should we say. Now if I hold down the left and then press right, it doesn't do that. But I don't think it's a major problem as such, because usually when you're playing your game, you're going to be pressing right or you're going to be pressing left. You're not going to be pressing both keys, okay, at the same time. But that's just one little thing that you may notice, that if you hold down the right key and then press left, it will actually move then left, and if you're holding down the left key and then just press right, it doesn't do it. Okay, You have to sort of press one or the other. Now, the last thing that we need to do for this, make this a bit smaller, is just write a comment. So the comment will be just to say that we have got an algorithm here that moves the sprite across the screen. Okay, so moves sprite across, move sprite from left to right, or let's say left or right. Just leave it like that. Now, of course, you can see how I can zoom out here. So when you start getting lots of algorithms, you might want to do that a little bit, sort of make it a bit smaller, or zoom in. And so it's really useful. You can do either. Okay.